All right, so if you guys are watching this, you did not do well the other day, so I'm going to go over the test with you as quickly as I can, and you guys are going to have a pretty short retest to do. So it says, which point does not lie in the solution set of the inequality 3y is less than 2 times the absolute value of x minus 1? So what I would suggest is to substitute for x and y. Take these, substitute them for x and y. That's what I would tell you to do. All right, so we have 3. So if we're looking at A, 3 times negative 1, because that's my y, 2 times the absolute value of 0 minus 1. So that's negative 3. This is 2. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Absolute value of that is 1. Negative 3 is less than 2. Checks out. So you would continue. So 3 times 1. Now negative 6 is going in for x. So that's 3. 7 minus 1, or negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7. Absolute value of that is positive 7. So that's 14. Still good. Remember, not. So we have 3 times negative 4. Inside now we have 5 minus 1. So that's negative 12. 4 minus 1, or 5 minus 1 is 4. So that's times 4. So negative 12 is less than 8. So now that I've eliminated those, D is the correct answer. All right, so domain and range. Let's talk about domain of this first. So the domain is negative 3 to 2. Right? That's where we're going, negative 3 to 2. The range is negative 3 to positive 3. Okay? So it says if the function is shifted 2 units right. So that means that I'm going to add 2 to the domain. We're shifting it right. We're adding 2. So negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. 2 plus 2 is 4. This doesn't get affected. So negative 1 to 4, negative 3 to 3. A was the right answer. All right, so let g of x be the translation of f of x equals the absolute value of x. Which of the following is a rule for g of x if f of x is translated 4 units right? That's the key, 4 units right. So I'm going to show you A and D because this one is down and this one is up. So it's really between those two. All right, so if we look at this, we have the absolute value of x plus 4. That went left. If I have minus instead of plus, now I went right. Because this here is going through 0, 0. Okay? That's the correct answer. Alright, next one. So again, you should be graphing these. If you graph them, you're going to get the right answer. So we're wanting to know which of these is going to match this. So if I come over here, clear what I have in here. Alright, so we have negative absolute value of x plus 4. So negative the absolute value of x plus 4. Oops. Of x plus 4 plus 2 gives me that. If we look back over here, that's on the wrong side. But it's flipped correctly, so I'm going to stick with these minuses. So I'm going to look at these next. So I'm going to look at C because it is flipped the right way. So I want that negative. So if we check C and change that plus to a minus, now we get the right answer. So the correct answer to this one, because that was close but not it, is going to be C. What you would find is these two will be flipped the wrong way. Alright, so it says which best represents the linear inequality 2x minus 3y is greater than 12. So we got to solve this for y first. We have 2x minus 3y is greater than 12. So we want to subtract 2x from both sides. Gives me negative 3y is greater than negative 2x plus 12. Divide by negative 3. So that's y. We're going to shift that to less than because we divided by a negative. Negative over negative is a positive, and that's minus 4. Now this needs to go into my calculator. So we have less than, so I want to go press delete. You want to press delete first, right? That allows me to pick the less than, which is number 2. Then we have positive 2/3, so control divide, control, you want to press control divide 2/3 x, and then we have minus 4. So when I look at that there, now keeping in mind that is dashed. I know it looked solid there for a second, but that is dashed. So when I look here, that's not right. That one is not right because the shading's in the wrong spot. So it's really between these two. That's solid, that's dashed. The correct answer for this one is D. Alright, 6. It says which of the following is not true about the absolute value parent function? So let's think about the absolute value parent function. The absolute value parent function does this, just like that. Alright, so it says absolute value functions have a range of all real numbers. Well, the range, or the y values for this, start at 0 and then go to positive infinity. That is not all real numbers. The key here is not true. So that's the one that's not true. That is an absolute value, so it is in the function. Goes through the origin. Yes, it goes through the origin right there. Parent function passes through quadrant 1, which is here, quadrant 2, which is here. So F was the right answer. For this one, if you put an answer down, I gave you credit for it. Now, to do this, you would divide by 2. So that'd be 2x minus 3/2. Then you could go to your calculator. So delete what's in there. Tab. So we have greater than or equal to, so delete. We want 5 greater than or equal to. Then we have 2x minus control divide 3/2. So then I just want to pick a point that's in this area here. 0, 0 is one that's in that area. So a lot of people put 0, 0, and 0, 0 is correct. But to be honest with you, the only way you missed that is if you left it blank. Alright, so match each parent function to its equation. So the linear function is C. The absolute value, obviously it has to have the absolute value, so that's E. Quadratic is F. Alright, so cubic means that it's going to have the cube or exponent of 3, that's A. I did let you guys use your review. Radical means square root, so that's G. Rational was B. Exponential was H. And logarithmic was D. Alright, but all that was on your review. So then it says graph the following inequality. Y is less than negative the absolute value of x plus 2 minus 1. Put it in the calculator. So tab. So that was less than, so delete 2, then negative the absolute value of x plus 2 minus 1. So that puts us here. Now, it's dotted or dashed. This is at what? Negative 2, negative 1. So negative 2, negative 1. It was dashed, opening like that. Again, I didn't look to see if it was perfect. I looked to see if it was good enough, and then the shading was down here. That's all you had to do. Alright, 10. You guys should be able to do this. We multiply here. So 2x minus 7 equals 6 divided by 3 is 2 times 2 is 4. 9 divided by 3 is 3 times 2 is 6. So we subtract 2x from both sides. Gives me negative 7 equals 2x plus 6. Subtract 6 from both sides. Gives me negative 13 equals 2x. Divide by 2. And x is equal to negative 13 over 2. That was the right answer. Alright, last problem. Negative 3 goes in for x here and here. So 2 times negative 3 cubed plus 4 times negative 3 squared minus 11. Put that in the calculator. So we come back over here. 2 negative 3 cubed plus, let me get it out of my exponent, plus 4 times negative 3 squared minus 11. You get negative 29, which is the right answer. Alright, so you should have gone through your test doing this. You can skip the problems that you got right, or re-listen to it. There will be a 5 or 6 question retest. I will grade that, and I will make any grade adjustments for those who improve from their original test to this retest. Alright?